are cases where trucks may run empty or half full.
Now at 5, local postal workers say the mail could be delayed getting to your house. WRTV investigates why this is happening.
The first wave of evictions have been processed and are happening.
It's a scary time for people who do not have the money to pay their rent. How an organization in Hendricks County is working to help families at risk of losing their homes.
A historic restaurant is making a comeback after going up in flames at the start of the year. Just ahead, we'll give you the latest on the rebuilding process of Country Kitchen.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 5, streaming now.
And now at 5, postal workers in Indiana say your mail is being delayed like never before, and some trucks are leaving half empty or even empty. WRTV investigates. Kara Kenny is digging into why this is happening and what is being done to address it.
Just before dawn this morning and nearly every morning, trucks leave the Indianapolis post office on South Street, presumably full of precious mail like legal documents and prescriptions. But postal workers say because of new cost-cutting measures put in place by the U.S. Postmaster General, trucks aren't full like they should be.
There are cases where trucks may run empty or half full, and then instead of running an extra truck like we would traditionally have done, the mail sits until the next day.
In June, the Postal Service Inspector General issued a report which found delays in mail processing and inadequate dock staffing resulted in 5 million late trips last year, costing the agency $410 million. In response, newly appointed Postmaster Louis DeJoy mandated that every truck keep to its schedule, even if it's empty.
This year, the Postal Service will likely report a loss of more than $9 billion. Without change, our losses will only increase in the years to come.
The cuts require postal trucks to leave sorting facilities by a specific time each day and are meant to improve efficiency and reduce overtime and extra trips.
And it depends on the volumes of mail for the day. If we have a heavy volume day, that mail may not make the truck on time because they're telling us to stop the processing. And we've had delays of mail because of strict enforcement of cutoff times when that mail is to be processed.
We caught up with the Indiana State President of the American Postal Workers Union, Doug Brown, as they protested the changes put in place by the U.S. Postmaster General.
We care about getting medications mailed to our seniors. We care that veterans aren't getting their medications delivered timely. We were brought up in a culture to deliver every piece of mail, every package, every single day.
Our Scripps station in Nashville, Tennessee found the Postal Service's new policy won't allow holding a truck for even 5 minutes so it can be loaded with mail. And that means express and priority mail is sometimes left sitting on the docks.
They are scheduled to leave, say, at 7 a.m. They leave at 7 a.m., mail or no mail. And that is very important mail, like cremated remains, legal documents, things that must be delivered on time. It's guaranteed delivery, and we're not making that guarantee.
WRTV Investigates reached out to the Indiana office for the U.S. Postal Service about possible empty mail trucks. A spokeswoman sent us links to 2 statements that did not address empty trucks, but did say on-time transportation has gone up from 89% to 97% in a few weeks. And the Postal Service's financial position is dire. Since 2007, the Postal Service has experienced nearly $80 billion in cumulative losses, while postal workers are asking for help.
We need financial relief. Congress is attempting to get that to us. We need the funds to continue the service. Without the service, we have failed in our mission, and that's to be the United States Postal Service.
Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
And we reached out to federal lawmakers for their response. We heard from Senator Todd Young's office, who said the senator is confident the USPS will make sure the mail is processed and delivered in a timely fashion. They said he will continue to monitor their operations and financial condition to make sure they have the resources to mitigate any disruptions from the pandemic. Kevin.
Yesterday, I'm sure you remember, humidity very low, lots of sunshine around. He Humidity is coming back up across central Indiana. It doesn't get too bad, but it will be with us for a couple of days. There's the veil of cloud cover. We'll use radar to look into those clouds in a second. Kokomo's at 80, warmest temperature right now 84 degrees in Muncie, and again a few more clouds. We have the clouds, but we do not have any rain. Not surprising, right? This has been a dry month, and it will end with a dry day today. But our rain chances return tomorrow. Actually, the next 3 days we'll have opportunities for some showers and thunderstorms through the evening hours tonight. Temperatures will fall off into the low 70s by the time we get to midnight. Temperatures almost in the 40s within the 7-day forecast. Almost. We'll show that to you coming up.
After hitting over 1,000 on Saturday, the number of newly reported coronavirus cases in Indiana remained in the 800s for a second day in a row. The State Department of Health reported 897 additional cases today. Those results were recorded on Saturday and Sunday. The overall positivity rate remains at 8.7%, the same as on Friday. Overall, more than 94,000 Hoosiers have tested positive. And 5 more Hoosiers have died from COVID-19, but except for Friday, the daily increases over the last 5 days have been in the single digits. The deaths reported today occurred on Saturday and Sunday. Overall, 3,077 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19. It's been just over 2 weeks since the eviction moratorium implemented at the beginning of the pandemic expired. Some local organizations say they're starting to see the impact of that from families with nowhere else to turn. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum spoke with one woman on the verge of losing her home and found out what a Hendricks County organization is doing to help.
Here at Family Promise of Hendricks County, a team is working hard to help keep people in their homes, but that work has gotten increasingly difficult now that the eviction moratorium has ended and the need is at an all-time high.
We knew it was going to come and we knew it was going to be hard. We had no idea that it was going to come as fast and as difficult as it has.
The director here says just today there were 28 evictions filed in Hendricks County. The state has also closed their rental assistance application portal, leaving many without options. Family Promise is now working with landlords, providing emergency housing if a family is evicted, and they're working with the courts to get that off their record and help them find new permanent housing. They say every day they get about 10 to 20 crisis calls. Sometimes people just show up at their doorstep. People like this woman. She worked at a hotel for decades and was laid off in March due to the pandemic. She's still waiting on unemployment benefit issues to be resolved.
My mortgage is behind, my utilities behind, I don't have any food. I'm staying home like crazy.
We are at the bottom. This is what it looks like, and we're going to stay here until we're able to pull together as a community to get these families out of the situations that we're in. It's going to get a lot worse before it's going to get better, and it's going to take all of us working together.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
And we will have more information about Family Promise and how you can get involved on our website at WRTV.com. And many job opportunities to share with you as part of our Hiring Hoosiers commitment to make sure you know of jobs that need to be filled. Let's start in Hancock County. Online auto retailer Carvana wants to fill 100 positions at its Greenfield Vehicle Inspection Center. Carvana will be hosting 3 hiring events for entry-level inventory associates, automotive technicians, and auto body and paint technicians. The hiring events are tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday at Carvana's Vehicle Inspection Center in Greenfield. The address is 6508 FW Marks Drive. The hours are 8 to 8 each day. You may even get a same-day job offer. For more info, look for this story at hiringhoosiers.com. Second Helpings, the Indianapolis Hunger Relief Agency in Indianapolis, has several job openings. Second Helpings takes donated perishable and overstocked food to prepare nutritious meals for thousands of hungry children and adults every day. They are looking to hire a staff accountant, facilities manager, driver hub assistant, and dishwasher. These are all full-time positions with benefits. We have a link for you to apply at hiringhoosiers.com. And legendary Chicago pizzeria Lou Malnati's is holding 2 hiring events this week to staff its first location in Indiana. The restaurant in Carmel is scheduled to open on October. They are looking to hire 50 people to serve as kitchen and phone staff and delivery drivers. The hiring events are tomorrow and Thursday from noon to 6 each day at 2902 West 86th Street, Suite 110 next to Pier 1. If you cannot make it, you can apply online. We have the information at hiringhoosiers.com. And by the way, we learned the pizzeria is planning a second Indiana location in Broad Ripple sometime in 2021. The soul food restaurant ravaged by a fire in January has been leveled, and owners are rebuilding the Circle City staple. WRTV's Troy Washington updates us on when the sweet smell of comfort food from Country Kitchen is expected to make its way down College Avenue once again.
The sweet aroma of soul food used to squeeze through the walls of Country Kitchen Soul Food Place and float down North College Avenue. That's until flames destroyed the restaurant in January. Now the place is leveled, but not for long.
We lost our business, right? We lost a family-owned business that's been around for years, that has been a staple in that community, that Barack Obama has visited, that homeboy Mike Epps is in every time he's home.
That's the thing about Country Kitchen. It's known all over for its down-home cooking.
And we're coming back. We need that fried chicken, greens, and sweet potatoes.
It's been almost 9 months now since the fire, but Regina Marsh tells us they will rise from the ashes.
Had there not been a pandemic, we might have been able to start this project sooner. So while the project is still in the process of being built, that's income that we're not bringing in as a Black business. We've got the plans in place. We're now looking for bids, and we're in the process of doing this. Our goal is February or March of 2021 to be complete. But that's ambitious in the middle of a pandemic.
The new plans will include an event center. Marsh says they raised money after the fire, but those funds aren't the ones covering the rebuilding. That's being handled by insurance and other funds.
We have been really focused on raising money. It was amazing that the community came out. We held a one-day drive-by donation drive. And between that and our GoFundMe page, we were able to raise $50,000. And what was so great about that money, it didn't go to the restaurant, it went to the staff. What makes a good restaurant is your chef, right? And so you want to figure out a way to keep him sustained during this time. We had great servers, so we wanted to be able to sustain our staff during this time. And so that money went directly to paying rent, to utilities, to phone bills, all of those things to help sustain our staff.
The plan is to make it through this pandemic and to emerge even better than before. Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Even though they won't be done building in time, there's still a plan in place to have the 12th annual Christmas dinner giveaway. And the Country Kitchen is just one of the many Black-owned businesses in central Indiana. There are dozens, and we've highlighted many of them as more and more people look for ways to support these businesses amid the calls for racial equality that erupted after the death of George Floyd. We have compiled a directory of Black-owned businesses in Indianapolis and central Indiana. You can find it on our website at WRTV.com. Delivery delays, and we're not talking about the Postal Service. A popular retailer responds to complaints that people are waiting months for what they ordered. And Notre Dame announces its fan policy for home football games. Who will get first priority to see the Fighting Irish? Kevin.
And a chance for rain, some thunderstorms in the forecast. We'll get into the timing and what it means for late week temperatures coming up.
Welcome back. For millions of people, IKEA is the go-to place for home furnishings, kitchenware, and so much more. But some customers believe the retailer stumbled this pandemic year. Consumer reporter John Matarese looks into complaints about delays so you don't waste your money.
Homeowners and apartment renters everywhere love IKEA for its affordable Scandinavian furniture that's so easy to pick up and take home. But that hasn't been the case this year. Cindy Rotger decided to redo her old bathroom during this pandemic summer, so she turned to her favorite furniture seller, IKEA.
So back in June, I ordered a new vanity from IKEA.
It was a Hemnes vanity and sink, so she bought her tile and started the project, but it all screeched to a halt on delivery day.
The morning of July 11th, saying that due to mechanical issues, the delivery would not take place.
With its local store still closed, she called but got nowhere.
Due to so many people trying to contact us, we cannot accept your call at this time.
Now, more than a month later, Cindy has no idea when it's coming.
Not even provide customer service or support that you can speak to somebody.
IKEA's Hemnes line of furniture is one of the most popular furniture lines in the world. This is a Hemnes dresser. Unfortunately, with their stores closed for 4 months this year, their warehouses and delivery teams could not keep up with the demand. IKEA tells us in a statement, due to the impact of COVID-19, we are experiencing some supply delays. We appreciate customers' patience while we work with our suppliers to restock their favorite IKEA products. But Reddit forums are filled with similar complaints from many customers wondering why such a well-run retailer stumbled during the pandemic.
So I'm at my wit's end, and I'm starting to panic a little bit because I need a bathroom vanity.
With IKEA stores finally reopening now, the company hopes those delays will soon ease. As always, don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries, WRTV.
And the parent company of WRTV, EW Scripps, is asking for your help to raise money to ensure kids in low-income households have access to books and empower them with the gift of literacy. It's called If You Give a Child a Book campaign. It's an annual drive led by the Scripps Howard Foundation and Scripps employees and family members. Over the last 4 years, the campaign has donated more than 352,000 new books in communities served by Scripps businesses. Now, for the first time, we are opening up the effort to all of you and asking you to donate to this cause. Donations will be accepted through Friday, September 11th. To donate, just go to WRTV.com/giveabook. You can find more info in this story at WRTV.com. And now to your Storm Team 6 forecast, and it would be a nice evening to sit outside and read a book. Kevin, last night was another good night for it, too.
Humidity was really low yesterday. Can you believe it? This is it. The dismount from August. It's all in the rearview mirror here in a few hours. It's been a dry stretch. Just a single day out of the last 20 have we had measurable rainfall in Indianapolis. You probably already know that. Just take a walk through your yard. You can hear it. Pretty crunchy. It looks like we could see some showers. It's possible we get a few sprinkles, but really not expecting any rain this evening. Humidity is up from where we've been. Temperature 81 degrees, just about average for this time of year. Let's talk other temperatures from 79 in Columbus to 84 in Muncie and Lafayette. Those are the warm spots. Our temperatures tonight will stay warmer than they have been. We'll hold on to some clouds, but where the clouds break up, I think we'll see patchy fog first thing in the morning. That will be the ultimate determinant of how widespread the fog will be, just how much cloud cover sticks around. Temperatures in the upper 60s for overnight lows. Okay, our best chance for thunderstorms starts tomorrow afternoon through about Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. Then our rain chances will decrease after that. Hopefully we connect and you get some downpours at your house. Don't need severe weather, of course. Strong winds would be the main threat with some of the strongest storms later tomorrow into tomorrow night. Anything during the early part of the day will be isolated. I think the better chance for stronger, more widespread thunderstorms comes in the evening hours. See between really 4 and probably 11 o'clock as we go through tomorrow night. Thunderstorms, as we mentioned, develop in the afternoon. We'll have that south wind bringing in and keeping the humidity high. On Wednesday, chance for showers and thunderstorms will continue, and the temperatures not much different. They'll still be in the low 80s across central Indiana. As you look at high temperatures from north to south on Wednesday, just depending on the timing of the thunderstorms, in the low 80s. As we go to the weekend, not just any weekend, but Labor Day weekend, the last weekend for public pools to be open, temperatures in the 70s for a high Saturday. Do you realize some spots may be in the upper 40s to low 50s on Saturday morning? We'll recover after that. Here's a 7-day forecast. Next 3 days, chance for thunderstorms each day. The best chance really over the next 2 days, then decreasing chance of rain. Temperature in the metro area Saturday morning 54. Outlying areas will be cooler than that and still in the 50s on Sunday morning as we step into the first, what would be 6 days of this forecast in the month of September. We'll be right back with more news right after this.
Tonight, basketball fans are pausing to remember legendary college basketball coach John Thompson. His family announced his death today. Thompson turned Georgetown into a powerhouse and became the first black coach to lead a team to the NCAA men's basketball championship. Thompson took over the Hoyas basketball program in the 1970s and turned into a perennial contender, culminating with a national championship led by Patrick Ewing in 1984. He quit coaching in 1999. When Thompson was on the sidelines, he was rarely seen without his trademark white towel over his shoulder or in his hands. John Thompson was 78. And the University of Notre Dame today announced its fan policy for football season, and unless you're a student, you're pretty much out of luck. Attendance at Notre Dame Stadium will be limited to 20% capacity or less. Now, priority will be given to Notre Dame students to assure that every student who wants to attend games will be able to do so. Once student demand is met, tickets will be made available to Notre Dame faculty and staff. The goal is to limit attendance to those who are current members of the Notre Dame campus community. Very limited exceptions will be made, such as for family members of athletes from both teams. Those people will be seated in separate areas of the stadium. Masks are required. There will be no tailgating, and tickets will be mobile, not printed. The first home game is Saturday, September 12th against Duke. A 16-year-old boy shot and killed a month ago at a party. The search continues for the killer. All new at 6 p.m., the plea from the victim's family. And next on the news at 5:30, it appears there's some breathing room for the city's housing agency struggling to pay off a multi-million-dollar loan and hang on to some prime property. WRTV Investigates explains next at 5:30.